Hi and welcome along to AFTV. We are getting ready for the big game tonight and we're going to get into the starting 11 once that comes out. Joining me to take a look at what could be the possible lineup tonight, and there could be changes. It's going to be very, very interesting. We've got Lee Judges, of course. We've got Julian and we've got a very special guest here tonight. To my left, this is Dale, right? He's one of the top Jamaican comedians there is in the world right now.
Feel proud.
He's just been on a tour of the UK. Was it 4 shows you did?
Yes, I just did 3 shows at Leicester Square Theatre.
Yeah.
I did 1 in Birmingham and 1 in Manchester.
And everyone sold out?
Yes.
Brilliant. This man, did you sell it out?
The ticket was his next question.
Well, I wanted the ticket, but you've already finished.
Yeah,
Yes.
tickets finished. The tour is finished. Now I just need to see Arsenal win.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very excited.
Yeah, I've been following you for a very long time. I love your stuff, right? Absolutely love it, right? And also, I picked up from a long time ago that you're a massive, massive Arsenal fan.
Yes.
Tell us, how did you get into Arsenal?
So how I got into Arsenal, just the normal person, I got into Arsenal because of Thierry Henry. Yeah, I used to always watch Henry. And growing up, I remember when I was in like the 7th grade, I think we went to the semi-finals with Manchester United.
Yeah.
And I just did like how we play. So really, when I really started watching football, it was Arshavin, Van Persie.
Yeah.
Like that was the core of the people that I grew up watching, Theo Walcott. And I always had, you know, that hope that, you know, maybe these young boys were going to get over the hump.
Well, this could be it, man. This could be the year.
This is the set. I'm not gonna get ahead of myself now, but
You got a good feeling.
we're very close to it. We're very close to it. I really believe that we're 1 piece away. But if we win this year, we're damn sure go win next year.
Okay. Well, listen, it's great to have you here. It really is. And guys, you've got to check out this guy's stuff, man. It's absolutely brilliant. Guys, listen, we're looking at this game tonight, Luton Town versus Arsenal. I was in a supermarket earlier on today, right? And there was a guy and there was an Arsenal fan. He goes, "Rob, at least 5, mate. At least 5." And I said to him, I go, "Bro, slow down. It doesn't always work that way." Now, we were all at the game when we played Luton at Kenilworth Road. I know it's different because it's the Emirates, but I had to remind that guy, we just scraped that. That was a last-minute goal by Declan Rice that got us the win in that game. Do you think that this game tonight is going to be a tough game, or are you looking at it and thinking, come on, Arsenal, standard win?
Yeah, it will absolutely, or it shouldn't be, tough in any way. Now, the reason why it was so tough over there was because of our goalkeeper's performance. And he hasn't had a performance like that in any other game. I think if he hadn't dropped those clangers that he did, Arsenal would have won that game comfortably.
Yeah, but hold on a minute, right? Spurs last week, right? Again, I remember I was out, I saw a Tottenham fan. He goes, "Yeah, got Luton today, yeah, easy, light work." Right? 3 o'clock kickoff. Within about 3 minutes, they were 1-0 down to Luton.
Yep.
And then had to battle, in the end, eventually winning 2-1. There are no easy games in the Premier League. And one thing about Luton, they've shown throughout this season, even though they're right down there at the bottom, they're battlers.
They belong in the.
Yeah.
They really believe they belong in the league.
Yeah, they're battling, aren't they?
Yeah.
So why do you think it's going to be so easy?
Well, if we look at the Spurs result, the first thing I'll say is they're Spurs, they're not Arsenal. The second thing to
They are 4th in the league, though.
Yeah.
they're 4th in the league, but
They're not mugs, are they? Let's be real.
5th
at the moment.
Get it right. Don't be big enough.
They are nowhere near the levels that Arsenal are at. And the second part is, I thought Luton were exceptionally lucky to get away with that just 2-1. To be fair to Spurs, they should have won that by a lot more.
That's true, but you get games like that, and thing is,
and they still lost.
The thing is, Lee, these teams know now, right? Arsenal need to win every game. Even a draw is like a defeat, right?
Yeah, a draw is not
so
good enough right now.
they'll come and they'll say to themselves, right, what we're going to do, we're going to frustrate the life out of Arsenal. That's what the ploy is going to be. And we're going to have to weather that, aren't we? It's not going to be like what we saw on Sunday.
No, I suppose Luton have parked their bus and everybody is saying hallelujah. You know, I mean, it's the way it is. But listen, we're going to have to put up with that. Listen, we're going to have to completely change our play and where Well, I'm going to say it now. I don't think we parked the bus on Sunday. I will just say this, just going on about that Man City. I've heard a lot of Man City fans saying, "Oh, we never done that," like, you know, because they was well attacking at the Emirates, weren't they? When we come down here, like, you know, and they come down here. So, listen, horses for courses, isn't it? Like, you know, Luton will try and frustrate today. They've got a lot of injuries, you know. So I think playing. They played Saturday, didn't they? And then they got the extra day, but that don't really matter. You know, we've got a bigger and stronger squad. I think that we'll make a few changes today.
A better squad, don't forget that.
Bigger, better squad, yeah. Sorry. But I do think that once we break them down, now if that's going to be early the better, obviously. Like, I think then it'll be right. I think what Julian's saying there, I didn't really see much of the Spurs game, but as soon as Luton went 1-0, I was in Manchester at the time. I turned around and said, "They'll still win that game."
Yeah, because they scored so early.
I think that at the end of the day, if Arsenal play anything we're near we can do, we should be all right today.
My concern about Arsenal has always been, and we all know, coming to the end of the season, we tend to run out of steam. And that has always been a fear of mine. And I'm realizing that this year we never started as hot as we did last year. And I don't know if that can be contributed to coaching, but I think we're managing games better throughout the season. And we know how it is coming to the end of the season. To me, what I believe is that the teams that are at the bottom are way harder to beat than the teams are at the top, because they're fighting to stay in the league. So I always I fear the teams closer to the end of the table that is fighting for relegation during this time of the year, because this was about the time of the year when we really started to fall apart.
But what you can say about Arsenal this year is that seem to be a lot calmer. And also, those teams that have been down there at the bottom have been getting dispatched by Arsenal.
Yeah,
they've been doing that all year, haven't they?
We've been running over them. My only concern right now is with the age of the squad and the experience of the squad. I think that these young boys are becoming men, and I think what happened last year, they are really making sure that it doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
And I think that mentally, the mentality, not quality, is more about the mentality of these guys today. I would want to see what would happen if they should go down 1-0.
Yeah.
No, when you know that we cannot afford.
Pat that down.
He's right.
It's a great point what he makes, because even when you think about it, like last season, I do think Arsenal have learned from last season a lot. I do think we run out of steam last season. I do think that. I think we've sort of conserved a bit of energy going into this season. All of a sudden, the squad's a lot stronger going into this last part. And the big learning curve for me was Sunday. And you know,
I'm very proud.
10 minutes into that game, we was done and dusted, weren't we? Like last, we knew. We actually said. Remember when they missed a couple of chances? We said, like, you know, we're getting smashed here today, like, you know. But we never felt
we looked
that.
We looked at the positives. After 10 minutes, we said, well, we're doing better than last year because we were 1-0 down after 7.
But we felt that it was a different Arsenal, wasn't it?
It's totally different Arsenal.
But I think even the management of the players, the substitutions that have been made, the pieces that come out of the squad, how we're rotating between the strikers, and Havertz comes in, he does his little bit. Jesus comes in. I think we have a better rounded team than last year. And last year we had the injuries to Saliba and a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't pay a lot of attention to. This year we think we're going in with a stronger squad.
The massive thing for me today is because we've got these guys, like we've got today and then we've got Saturday and then after that bombing, we've got like 3 games in 6 days, and if you want to add on that, 4 in 12, you know what I mean? Like, how he manages it today and Saturday, I think is going to be a real of interest today. So what does he do?
Stick a pin in that, right? Because I'm going to ask you about that, right? Just a super chat here from AFC Max. He says, with all due respect, Robbie, I can't believe that you compared Arsenal to Spurs. It's like comparing pancakes to cakes. Completely different. We have the best defence, goal difference, NGL. Listen, I'm not comparing. What I'm trying to say is Spurs...
But you did.
What I'm trying to say...
You made the comparison.
Spurs are not better than us, but Spurs... As much as we don't dislike Spurs or whatever, they're in the top half of the league. You would expect Spurs to smash Luton. That's what I'm saying. They're playing, and they were playing at home, and they didn't. And this is what I'm trying to say. We have to be careful here.
This is the Premier League.
This is the Premier League. We just got to make sure that we treat Luton with the respect they deserve,
100%.
but go out there and deal with them. Don't just assume that it's going to be light work, like what you did when we went to Porto. Remember that? When you described Porto as Burnley?
I said it was.
Yeah, right. It's like playing Burnley. Remember that? Remember that underestimating teams?
You ain't going to let you forget.
So I'd learn from that if I was you.
But all the other ones you got right.
I mean, so far the spreadsheet is bang on.
Yeah, but the data is there.
The spreadsheet is not bang on because you said we were going to win that game. Was it 3-0?
No. The spreadsheet started with last
You said a draw.
weekend's
You said a draw.
game. I said a draw. And
Draw
I
at
said,
what? Porto?
No.
Messi.
Where the spreadsheet starts is the spreadsheet starts with Man City.
Right.
Remember the spreadsheet on the
Yeah,
Invincibles?
well, how can we forget?
All right.
And
So
then-
that's one game?
No, and then the other game predicted a Liverpool win against Brighton. So far, so good on the predictions.
Oh, fantastic. You know,
Yeah.
predicted
Nothing like bigging up yourself. Is it, like?
Liverpool playing at home against Brighton, you predicted a win.
Yeah,
Yeah, the fountain of knowledge, ladies and gentlemen. Julian, right? We're going to get your predictions later on. And Danny Little with a super chat says, I wouldn't be against Ramsdale starting the game today. Guys, there's a lot of thought that, and you know, what you're saying there, Lee, about the amount of games we've got coming up. Big, all important games. Every game's a cup final now. What changes would you make? If you was in charge, if you was Mikel Arteta, what changes, if any, would you make to the team today?
I would make 3 changes today.
Okay, what are those?
I would go Tomiyasu coming in at left back.
Right,
Thomas Partey in central midfield for Jorginho.
right.
And I would bring in Trossard for Havertz, and I would play Saka, Jesus, and Trossard as my front 3.
Okay. Dale?
Yeah,
What about you? Would you make any?
I would keep the front 3 with Trossard. I would have Martinelli, Saka, and Havertz up top. Reason being, for some reason, Havertz has his game. He just gets goals now. I don't understand how. It's not like he's doing anything special, but for some reason he gets it out of the line, and he also gives us a bit of height. And a lot of these teams
Could be important against Luton
yes,
as well.
because of Luton
Set pieces,
with the height, he gives us a lot of height. So, in terms of Saka and Martinelli running down the wing, Havertz will give them that outlet if they decide to like.
So hold on, wait a
crosses
minute.
and
So
stuff
you,
like that.
you
I would
because
put
you said
Havertz
Jay-
up top.
So you'd have Havertz down the middle, so up centre forward,
Saka.
Martinelli and Saka. So you're taking out Jesus, yeah?
Yeah, I would take out Jesus. I would
Okay.
take out Jesus and I would keep Havertz up top. And I would introduce Partey in the midfield with Rice and Odegaard.
The only reason I'm saying leaving out Havertz, because I think he's more important against Bayern and Brighton.
What about
That's a good point.
that height factor though? That you know, the fact that you know
Well,
Luton are a big physical side.
very-
That's
Havertz is
a good
physical-
point. That's a good point. But then, you know, I think you've got to look at it. That I don't know how you feel, but I always feel the front runners and midfield are more harder working. So the back 4 normally. That's why you don't really get a lot of change in the back 4.
Yeah, but you should do it full back because they work hard. They're up and down.
Yeah. So that's why I'm bringing in Tomiyasu today, you know. So, but you know, Ben White hasn't had the international games and he's had a long break. So I'm feeling that. But I think that we should be okay. We shouldn't be worrying about the height of Luton today. I think we should be all right. But I do think Brighton's going to be a very, very difficult game. And I do think we've got to look at Bayern Munich next week as well.
What about you? Would you make any changes? Or would you stick with the same team?
So I'll look at it the other way to begin with. Is what I wouldn't mess with is the centre halves.
Yeah.
Because so many of their goals come from headers. I think we're the only team that scored more goals from headers than they have. I think we're 16 and they're 14. So if you've got Saliba and Gabby against this guy, it's a big lump. It's a big lump. This Clinton Morris, but you put those two against him, I can't see him getting stiff. He's 6'1", But against those two, I think you're going to stop that. And also, they're missing Doughty, who normally puts those crosses
they're saying
in.
that he could be out.
Yeah,
he's been quite an important player for them.
Yeah,
What's your team?
So the changes I'd make, all right, okay, I'm coming to it. Okay,
Kicks off at R7, you know what I mean?
all right. So
we need a team, sir.
Yeah.
So after the performance of Saka on Sunday, I would take out Saka and
Take out Saka?
Yeah, and I put Jesus over that side. I'd take out him. I'd keep the rest of that forward line, but no, I'd start with Martinelli on the left. I'd start with Martinelli on the left. I'd have Saka on the right, Havertz in the middle, and I'd have Partey instead of Jorginho, and I would have Zinchenko starting at left back. Leave the rest there.
No, you're not feeling Zinchenko at left back.
So I'm a fan of Zinchenko attacking. In terms of defending, I don't think Zinchenko is really capable of.
But if we're playing against Luton,
He's been caught out too many times.
Luton, they're probably going to be quite defensive. Is that not the sort of game then you bring a Zinchenko in because he sort of plays that inverted role, drops into midfield, gives you that extra player in there?
Yeah, that is true. But also, if they're going to play defensive, which means we're going to be liable to get caught on the counter. And I promise you, if they're going to catch us on the counter, it will be from his side because he tends to push up. And for some reason, his positioning is not always in sync with the others.
But we've got to get him back into it because he hasn't played for a little bit, has he?
The reason I wouldn't be against Zinchenko playing, the only reason I'm putting Tommy Esser because I think he needs more game time. I think Zinchenko played internationals, so where Tommy Esser hasn't played.
He didn't play in the
for
second
us.
one. He only came on in the 76th
He
minute.
played in the first game, Julian.
Yeah,
Do you want to argue with me on that?
Well,
So he's had
I will, because there's a fact.
So he's had 1.5 games where Tommy Esser hasn't played for Arsenal since before international break. When he got for a long while, he needs games. I even felt in the first 10-15 minutes of Man City looked a bit rusty. So that's why I would say. Also, if you're going to take Havertz out of the side, just thinking that you put Tommy Esser in the height of the team goes up as well. But I wouldn't be against Zinchenko playing because we might have to open him up, and he might be a better option than Tommy Esser.
Yeah, because he gives you more options than Tomiyasu there.
Yeah, Abdullah says I'd go what I think is the best 11: Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Partey, Rice, Saka, Jesus, Martinelli. We can make a few changes for Sunday. I also think I would have Zinchenko in this game. Because I think it's the type of game, what I just explained, the type of game where we're going to have a lot of possession. That's where Zinchenko does well. He drops into that midfield. If they're going to just have that... I've seen a lot of Luton games this season. It's like they'll try and get on the ball with Ross Barkley in the middle of the park. They'll try and spread it out to, like you said, Doughty or Townsend.
Who's not there.
Right? And then try and swing those balls in for, it'd be Morris or it was Adebayo before he got injured. But if you've got, I think if the Saliba, Gabriel, and also Ben White, they can deal with that sort of lone striker.
I agree.
So then you can have Zinchenko dropping in. We want to create as many chances as possible, and Zinchenko is really good at it. I think this is the type of game for him.
Yeah. And also saying it, we're only bringing in Zinchenko to give Kivia a rest. I think when it comes to the big game, I think Kivia's been fantastic in the last few games, but he did play those international games. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Julian. He played 90 minutes and 120 minutes.
And he did. But if I can correct you where you were wrong.
Yeah, I'd definitely.
That's a lot of minutes.
Yeah. So on the
that's a lot of minutes.
Yeah, that is correct. But then where you did get it wrong, you said that Zinchenko played 1.5 games, and when you come on the 76th minute, that means 1.25 games.
Okay. Yeah.
I have a question. So, when are we actually going to give Saka a rest?
Do you know what?
He needs a rest. He needs a rest.
He needs it. But do you know what? I'm going on the fact is that he never gets rested.
So we just don't care anymore.
But he looked like his performance on Sunday looked like he needed one.
If you've got a player that's just like, a lot because we're always talking about rest, but there's some players they don't want to rest.
Players will always want to play.
You've got.
I don't think any player wants to rest
before that, but he wasn't. He didn't look clearly fit. So how'd you get him fit? You play him.
Yeah.
And I'll be shocked if Arteta leaves him out.
Yeah.
He hardly ever gets left out.
I think he will get left out because when Arteta was asked how he was, he said he was fine, and we know how Arteta is. He basically saying he's playing, which for me means he's not playing.
Well, I reckon he will play.
Do you reckon he'll play then?
I don't reckon
So
he'll
your
play.
spreadsheet saying he's not playing. So
Hopefully we can. Hopefully we
says
can
not
sub him
playing.
in on like the
Spreadsheet
70th
like
minute.
that.
spreadsheet says he's not playing.
I'm not
Spreadsheet's
100% sure.
Julian said that he doesn't think Saka will
but
play. Well,
from
let's see.
what
if you get this
Arteta
one
said,
right.
Julian says Saka nah play tonight. Saka out today.
AFC Max says, interesting fact, there's a player who plays for Luton called Dan Potts. No joke, that's actually true, there is.
Yeah.
He said, I was shocked when I find out, I can tell you, right, that it's not the Dan Potts.
No.
And he'd be a lot more mobile than the Dan
No,
Potts that
actually,
comes on AFTV.
Dan Potts our Dan Potts is fitter than him at the moment.
That's true, you can actually throw him in right now. But this game is so important, guys. I mean, you know, Liverpool, they got Sheffield United at Anfield. I mean, you'd expect a cricket score in that game. And then Manchester City, they got a more difficult game. They're playing, their kickoff's a little bit after ours. At home against Aston Villa, you'd still fancy them to win that game. We're just at that point now where it's relentless. And those two teams are just used to doing that, innit? Going on those runs from now till the end of the season. We're going to have to match that there.
Yeah, I really think that like Manchester City and Liverpool, they're used to this now. This is the norm for them. I think Manchester City gets better at the ending of the season. I think they're struggling a little bit this year. I don't see them making it over the hump, but somehow they always surprise me because winners win, and they've been winning for a while. Liverpool playing, I don't expect Liverpool to lose at Anfield, but that Manchester City game against Aston Villa. Big up Leon Bailey. I'm a Leon Bailey fan, you know, Jamaican. But I think Aston Villa can give Manchester City some trouble for that game today.
Could do. They beat them earlier on in the season, but it's a different...
Last time they lost.
Yeah, different proposition though when you play at...
Well, we held them to a 0-0.
Yeah.
We held them to a 0-0.
Even that would be a great result for Arsenal.
And Aston Villa beat us earlier in the season.
There'd be a little bit of pressure on City today because of what happened on Sunday. But
and what happened the game before? They haven't won in the last two games. Got 2 draws.
Yeah, they had 2 draws.
I don't know. And then I saw Villa missing Ollie Watkins as well.
Is he suspended?
He's injured with hamstring. And
so
what's their captain? He's out. McGinn.
Oh, I'm taking it back then.
He's suspended, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't see. I don't see.
I can't see.
I think they've lost someone at the back as well. Someone injured at the back as well. You know, but listen, you know,
I can probably say I'm very confident. I'm way more confident this year with the way how Arteta managed the players in terms of the injuries, because I think the players are getting fitter as every team. The teams are deteriorating around us, and the Arsenal players, we know we have Partey coming back.
It's amazing, isn't it? Because the only injury actually at the moment, he said in the press conference, is Timber.
Yeah. He's fit.
And he said Timber's near to. He goes that Timber may figure like in an under-21 game or something. So you are right in that we sort of. It's almost like we started off the season a little bit slowly because, as you said, there was a lot of people saying, "Oh, we're not playing very fluently and that." But now we seem to have a lot more in the tank come towards the end of the season.
And
which
I love that.
Last year it was the opposite, innit? We were like.
We're firing.
And it come to the end of the season and you could just see where we were just getting
shot done closer to the
flatter and flatter and we were just running out of steam.
We drew with Southampton at home who got relegated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
and we drew them away.
Yeah, so that's like you know,
that would be like a Luton game.
Sheffield United going and drawing 3-3 with Liverpool tomorrow. That's how far we'd dropped to a certain degree. And I think it was 3-1 down in that game, wasn't we?
Yeah, we were. I think we were 1-0 down after 12 seconds.
And then I think we was 3-1 down, got it back. Otherwise, we'd have lost that game. So, you know.
And as we found out in that game, a draw in those games is a defeat.
Well,
those end games, you draw the game, it's done.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I love how we're finishing. I love that. I love watching Arsenal now, knowing that even if it's 85 minute, 88 minute, I'm like, okay, we might find something. There might be a goal out there.
You're calmer when you're watching.
You know, the thing is now, like, you know, 4 years ago, right, you're playing Luton. It wouldn't have been Luton, but it would have been the team down the bottom on a Wednesday night. There would have been,
not even sure.
I can't be bothered if I want to go or whatever. Like, you know, now I can't wait. I've been buzzing for today, like since Sunday. As soon as that game finished Sunday, couldn't wait for today, like you know. And that's what if the fans are thinking that, the players are thinking that, it's such a good feeling. I hope that there's a massive was the last time we played? It was Porto. So what was the last league game?
Yeah, we haven't been at home for a few weeks, have we? Well, we had the literally like 3 weekend break because we were supposed to play Chelsea. We didn't play Chelsea.
Yeah, we had Porto. That was our last home.
Yeah, but in the league.
Porto was our last game.
In the league.
In the league. Oof.
We were there.
We were there. What was our last?
Was it Brentford?
Brentford,
yes,
Brentford. That was our last
like
league game in the Premier League.
5-0, something like that.
By the way, there's reports that these are just reports at the moment that Saka is out. So if that's true, you would have got that right. Rice, Martinelli, Jesus on the bench is what a lot of reports are saying, and Reece Nelson starts. But we're going to find out in about 5 minutes what the team is. But that's just some of the rumours at the moment that no Saka, Rice, Martinelli, Jesus on the bench, and Nelson starting the game,
maybe
which will
Smith
be
Rowe.
really interesting.
Well, I would play Smith Rowe. If you're going to start Nelson, might as well.
Yeah, none of us have been mentioning Smith Rowe.
Yep.
So what's it going to be, Jorginho?
No one's been mentioning Fabio Vieira.
No. So that'd be Jorginho and Partey in the midfield then, is that what they're saying?
Yeah.
I like Jorginho. I like Jorginho for big games. I love big games. I just like Jorginho for some reason.
Now all of a sudden the nerves sort of sticking because you're making a lot of changes now. Like,
you don't want to make too many changes.
Yeah, because now Reece, when you mention Reece, that's a bit, because I'm just not used to him starting, and honestly,
well, there's a lot of people been calling for him to start a game.
Yeah, but
give Saka a rest. So
yeah, just for that. But when I watch Reece, honestly, he's been getting minutes on, but I'm not really.
He looks good when he comes on.
Because he's not really seen much.
Yeah, he's not. We're not getting to see what he can do.
Well, you may get to see him tonight if those reports are true.
I would like to see Smith Rowe today.
Yeah. One Dean, he says, big up to AFTV every time, and big up Dale. And he's got a Jamaican flag there.
Yeah, big
he
up,
says, I respect Luton, but it's just business tonight. Nothing personal. 3-0. And he said, Rob sent you an email. All right, thank you very much. 3-0, he's saying at AFC Max again. He says, Dale, are you by any chance from the same area as White Yardie?
Same area. I'm from Jamaica.
From the same country.
Same country.
Because you actually live in the States, don't you?
Yeah, I live in California, but I'm from Kingston.
Yeah.
Yeah, come from Kingston. Big up the whole of Kingston. Yep. Kingston 20.
Big up.
But trust me, there's a lot of Jamaicans.
20, is that a postcode?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys call it a postcode.
Right,
yes.
okay.
Yeah. Kingston 20.
You been to Kingston, Jamaica?
No, I'd like to go.
You should go.
I will. I thought you were taking me.
Who?
You.
Yeah, man, okay.
What does he want me to take him with? You go on your own.
Look, this is perfect. We can take it to Kingston.
Yeah.
On your own. Yeah, man.
Leave him down there.
Just leave him. Yeah.
Carrying a certain place.
Yeah, man. Leave your shoes.
I actually might take you.
You said you'd take me.
Actually thinking about
it. Trust me, there is so many Arsenal supporters.
Places.
There's so much Arsenal supporters.
Taking some place, leaving.
You got a cricket in Jamaica?
Trust me, there's this beautiful place in Kingston that I could take you. And when I tell you it's beautiful, have you ever like the central of London? Like London Central, you know how beautiful, like Piccadilly Circus?
Yeah.
So there's a place in Kingston that's called Tivoli Gardens. I think.
I like Tivoli. I went to Tivoli Gardens
when I was
in Copenhagen.
Tivoli, you would love it.
Yeah.
You would love it. They would think you were the ex-prime minister.
Leave him down there.
Yes.
Leave him down there. I think you get on really well there.
Right.
So what will you do? You up for that?
I asked you to take me.
No, you up for going? We'll take you to Tivoli Gardens, leave you down there.
I don't know what Tivoli Gardens is.
It's amazing. The name is Garden. How bad could it be? It's Garden.
It's obviously a real kind of not the best area.
Oh, don't start.
No, everywhere that says Garden.
It's upsetting the Jamaicans now.
Can't do that, Virgin.
Whoever
said that?
I'm just reading the body language.
So what I try to say, my body language means say.
Yeah, it was a little smile that gave it away.
Okay, I want to take you to Cherry Gardens then.
Okay.
You want to go to Cherry Gardens?
All right, as long as you're with me all the time.
No, but you go Cherry Gardens.
I don't know what Cherry Gardens is.
I
want to go to Jamaica. Exclusive, yes. Yes.
Exclusive.
Exclusive, I'm there.
Yo, big up everybody at Garden here.
Right, I'm just refreshing my phone at the moment. I'm just waiting to see what the official lineup is going to be. As I said, there's a lot of rumours flying around that Saka could be out, Declan Rice could be on the bench, that there's going to be a lot of rotation tonight. I think everybody here sort of called for a bit of rotation.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want to see too much rotation.
Maybe sensible for Declan Rice after playing all those games for England as well. So
I would rest. I would rest Declan because now Partey is back. I would rest Declan.
Yeah, and whoever we put in with the squad we've got and the injuries that they've got, we should win. And if you've got a strong bench, if it's not going right, then you bring them off the bench.
Yeah. I would rest Declan, put Jorginho
and Partey then.
Jorginho, Partey.
Listen, that was good enough last year for a lot of games.
Listen, if Partey was missing last year, we'd be all, we'd be in tears here right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
I call him part-time. I call him part-time. So Partey is, I don't know, this guy is so unreliable. This guy comes like a bus or a train.
He's had a lot of injuries. But I do have the lineups, guys. So let me run through the lineup for Arsenal. David Raya in goal. A back four of Ben White, William Saliba, Gabriel and Zinchenko starts at left back. A midfield of Martin Odegaard, Thomas Partey and...
Jorginho.
You said Jorginho?
Yeah.
Jorginho, yeah.
Well, it should be Rice, but it's going to be Jorginho.
Emil Smith-Rowe. Smith-Rowe in from the start. And Reece Nelson does start. It's not Saka, so the spreadsheet was right. Correct. No Saka, Kai Havertz and Trossard. That is, so quite a few changes in that team. The bench is Aaron Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Jakob Kivior, Jorginho, Declan Rice, Fabio Vieira, Martinelli, Nketiah, and Jesus. Saka not even on the bench. Not even on the bench, Saka. So that's really interesting.
It was interesting because of what Arteta said. Arteta said he was fine.
He probably is. Yeah. He trained on...
I have no issue with sitting him.
No, he trained on Thursday. Maybe he's felt a little bit like...
But the only reason you think he trained, it wasn't Thursday, it would have been yesterday, is because of the pictures that came out of them training. And they often use pictures like that. He could have just been stood there.
No, it was live. Yeah, but like it was.
Yeah.
He spoofed it. I think maybe he's looked at it and he's.
I think he
feeling
deserves.
a little bit.
I think he
You've got to
deserves
think long
this
term
one
as well.
game.
Yeah,
he's thinking
give
long
you the
term.
Luton team. The Luton team in goal is Kaminsky, Odinyemia, Mengi, Kabue. Doughty is in the team. Alfie Doughty starts. Okay. So. You know, all the rumours that he wouldn't be playing, they pulled a fast one with that one. Jordan Clark, Mpanzu, Ross Barkley, Andros Townsend, Carlton Morris, and Hakusho up front. So that's their team. And on the bench, Tim Krul, Shea, Plessolds, Johnson, Chigozie, Berry, Chong, Zach Nelson, and Corley Woodrow. So that is the Luton team. So Alfie Doughty does start. That means that's suggesting that they will have those two wide players swinging those balls into the box. But you know, we have retained the normal back four, apart from Zinchenko, but the two centre backs.
Which is not like a big
arguably that's the strongest back four anyway.
Yeah. You know, but what do you think? Let's talk about a couple of players that have come in there. First of all, Emil Smith-Rowe. You surprised to see him in there, Dale?
Yes, I am. But I really believe that he needs a chance, because I remember with this young crop of players, the Saka, Martinelli, Smith-Rowe sort of disappeared because he was fighting with injuries. I like how he looks now physically. Thinks he's gotten taller, and he just haven't been given the opportunities now. So I'm really interested.
This is his big chance. He's really going to have to seize his chance. It is a big chance for
massive chance,
and
it's a massive chance for Reece Nelson as well. Two guys that have been left out in the last few weeks. This is your chance. You have to come in, and this is where it's all about squad. I think Mikel said something the other day that everybody in the squad is important. Everybody's going to knows exactly what they've got to do and jobs to do. So they might have been told that you will be playing against Luton days ago. This is the one, and this is your game now, where you make your mark on us trying to win the title. So I got no problem with it. It's a worry, a little bit more of a worry now, because there's quite a lot of rotation. But at the end of it, go for it, see what you can do. And Smith-Rowe is a little bit of a shock in there, because I would say that, you know, if I'd like to see Smith-Rowe playing if Rice was in there as well. But as we said, like, you know, they're gonna defend, you're going to need more attacking options in there. So
are you also looking at it as a big game for Thomas Partey? He's going to be the guy anchoring it. No Declan Rice, the hero of the last time we played Luton. Big game for Thomas Partey. This is the first game he started
Since it's played right back.
Right back, yeah. I mean, starting in the centre of the park, it's a big game for Partey. I mean, one of Luton's best players is Ross Barkley in that midfield. He's going to have to shut him down, and he's been excellent this season.
Yeah, it's a big game for him, but he's a big game player. He's come in at the right time. He's had a few substitute appearances. He's been getting more minutes. He's been training. He's been fit since probably about 4 or 5 weeks ago. So it's not as if he's just being thrown in of just coming back from injury. They've managed They've managed it perfectly, and I think they've had their eye on this game. They were talk that they'd bring him in for the Man City game, which I thought was wrong because of the levels that Man City are at. To bring him in for this game is perfect.
Yeah, okay. Any RD ever has bad games. I really, it's how many times have we watched a game and we're like, oh, that was really Partey's fault. So he tends to hold the midfield together. He's really calm and collective, and I think whoever's in the middle of the field, Partey is up there with some of the best midfielders in the centre.
You're right as that.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a big game. As we said, quite a few changes. Let me get some predictions off you now that we know what these changes are. Are your predictions still as bold, guys, or are you sort of tapering it in a little bit? Julian?
5-1.
5?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
5.
I think
even considering the changes that to the team.
Yeah, because you've got to look at Luton's changes as well. But Luton's changes are being enforced, and I mean,
no Saka.
Yeah, but I'm good. That's about it. Everyone else is there. No, they're there. They're there if they're needed, other than Saka. So
5-1.
5-1. It should be we should beat them. We should beat them well. The only reason I'm saying 1 is because of their astonishing run of goals. I think it's 18 now consecutive games they've scored in. They've scored 43 goals, which is phenomenal for a team in their position. They usually score, but they usually score from a whipped ball in and a header.
Yeah, well, they got those guys who whip those balls in who will be playing.
Yes.
He's there.
For me,
Dale?
2-0. I'm dialing back. 2-0. I predict it will be a cross, a goal by Gabriel. Gabriel, a header from the defender Gabriel. And I think the 2 Gabriels will score today. I'm assuming Jesus will score today. Sometimes he's a bit.
Well, he's not starting, but he'll get on.
He's not starting. I think they'll put him on in around the 65th, 70th minute. And then that's when we should come.
No surprise he's not playing because they're obviously trying to manage that knee
that
he's got there. They said that from a few weeks ago. What about you, Lee?
I'm still going to stick with 3. I've said 3 before. I just looked at the team there. Trossard and Havertz are the 2 main guys that have been up front in the last few weeks. I think Martinelli, I think would have probably come on a little bit earlier if he was a little bit more further down. By him not playing today tells me that he's only just getting back. So he will come on at some stage today to get more minutes. But yeah, I think defensively, as we've all alluded to, that if it was a cup final or something like that, that probably would be the back 4. So that's strong. The goalkeeper, I wouldn't change that. Do you imagine if you was changing that now and putting unnecessary nerves on some level? I don't think you should do that.
So I think never need it in the first
not
place.
mess virtually with the back 4 as he's not messed with that. And listen, at the end of the day, people have been calling out for Smith Rowe in the midfield. People have been calling out for Partey.
Reece Nelson, sorry. All right, listen, Hamza says he's going for 4-1 to Arsenal. Junior Films is going for 4-0 to Arsenal. Bad Boy Scope says 3-1 Arsenal. Brandon 4-0. Leo King says 6-0. Haroon says 3-1. Ian bets 5-0. They ain't dialing back at all.
This is the problem with us Arsenal fans.
They are expecting a big win. So it's gonna be a very interesting game.
Can I just ask you a question? Changes. If there weren't no changes today, what would you have said the score? 5-1 again?
Yeah.
I think
because the players that are coming in, you can't say are weak players. They're very good players that are coming in for them.
Yeah, I think with the changes though, I think I'm going to go I might go with you 2-0 as well.
Yeah, I think
it's just about getting the win today. 2-0 will be, 2-0, 3-0. Keep a clean sheet. But we cannot underestimate Luton. I'm not saying that I feel we won't win. I think we will, but we've got to take them seriously. Ross Barkley in particular has been playing really well this season. So, listen, guys, don't forget we've got a big watch-along going on tonight. Dale is on the watch-along. We've got Charlene in the building as well. She's going to be on the watch-along. Turkish is here. James is here, so you don't want to miss that. Us three, we're going to be at the game. Look out for us after the game. I'll be speaking to the fans. We'll hear from these guys as well. And of course, Dale is on the watch along. And Dale, where can people follow you if they want to follow you? I know it's too late for me to tell them about your tour because the tour's over now. The tour's over and the tour's done and dusted and was brilliant. But if people want to find you on social media, I'm one of your followers. I absolutely love your content. Where can they find you? Yeah,
so if you want to find me, you can find me at Dale Elliott Jr. Dale Elliott Jr. at that's Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, everything. Dale Elliott Jr. DALEELLIOTT.
Join the millions of followers.
Wait, millions.
Following, right?
Millions.
Make sure you check it out.
Big up the whole of Jamaica. I have to keep on a rep Jamaica, because as a Jamaican, this is a very big accomplishment right now. As an Arsenal supporter, a lot of people don't realize. So I grew up watching you from when you was doing it at the stadium, when you stand up outside, from like long time to
12 years we've been doing it now.
Exactly, to where it is now. I am just proud of myself, and to see what this is right now. I'm very proud. As a Jamaican, I see this right now.
We're proud of you, man. I'm proud of you, what you're doing as well. And don't forget, Tivoli Gardens, he said it officially on there. He wants to go to Tivoli Gardens.
Tivoli people.
As long as Tivoli is exclusive.
It is exclusive. There's
Trust
only
me.
Charlene's giggling behind there.
Exclusive. Trust me, man.
Don't worry, it's exclusive.
She's just come back from this, so she knows.
Are you going to be there with me?
No. I do know. I've been there. I've been there a couple of times.
I can take it there.
You'll be all right.
Yeah. You have money? Take it.
No.
Take some pounds with you.
No.
You might lose some pounds.
No, you know what it is, right? As soon as you obviously don't know Julian, but as soon as you mention money,
I'm not
going. All bets is off. You ain't going there. Anyway, listen, don't forget to come back for the watch along. That is coming up very, very soon. As said, Dale, Charlene, and the rest of the guys are going to be here. It's going to be big, and of course, we'll be at the game. Massive game. Also, after the game, we got the call-in show, so make sure you call in and let us know what you think about the game. But massive, massive game tonight. Arsenal versus Luton Town at the Emirates. Come on, you Gunners.